First and foremost, we want to welcome you to our podcast, The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, Episode 1. I'm here with my cousin Kevin.
What's going on?
So a quick little introduction. As you see, I'm wearing my vest here. I work in executive protection, and I also do security, but I'm wearing my vest because my cousin up here got me talking about some crazy topics. So,
you already know.
I'm just prepared for them to try to black mask us, and we got to shoot our way out this motherfucker. So I just came prepared because you be talking about some crazy stuff. Tell me about you though, Kev.
Yeah. Name is Kevin. People know me by KB, but on here you can call me Hood Oracle. That name was given to me. I did not pick it. Little background about me, how I got here. Was incarcerated 2007. Did about 11 years. During that time, went down many rabbit holes. Found out a lot of stuff. Found out a bunch of stuff that happened starting 2020, way back in like 2011, 2012. Granted, when I first was getting this information, I didn't believe none of this would come true. A lot of it has come true, and it's still coming true today. So this is why now you're here. I'm giving you the truth is stranger than fiction. And we're going to jump into it, man.
So before we jump into it though, real quick. So
yeah.
You was locked down for 11 years, right?
Yeah.
What kicked off the rabbit hole? What was it that made you start looking at the world differently?
I had a neighbor, and he gave me, it was a book, but it was all like printed pages. So it wasn't like a real book.
When you say neighbor, is that what you call your celly?
No, celly inside with me. My neighbor's cell next door.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah. I see what you did there. But yeah, I just he gave me this book, man, and it talked about how the elites were going to cause airborne respiratory virus to get the people in panic, shut the world down, and then issue a vaccine.
That's what this book talked about?
That's what the book said.
When was the book published, do you know?
In the early 80s.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so it was a long time. It was called Elitist Mindset. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm like, they're not going to do that. And then 2020, we go on lockdown for COVID-19, respiratory virus, and then they made everybody get a vaccine, just like they said. So after that, life was changed, and I continued on this path of just uncovering the truth. And people be surprised, man, how more crazy and weird the truth is than what they give us,
So you went down this path and decided to bring me along with it.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta wake you up, right? You gotta know what's going on.
Now I'm walking around wondering if I could even see the world the same, but
yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but it's hard. It's tough going back though. Once you got the veil's been lifted, I mean, it's wild.
What's crazy to me though is like, since we've been talking about this, and I've been on my own little journey reading things here and watching just how the world moves. Some things are for sure undeniable, you feel me? But then the thing that's crazy to me is like how some people see this and they hear it and it's like, look, you're hearing it from the horse's mouth, but then you still don't believe it. That's what's wild to me, bro.
I don't know. That may be another topic we need to land on about NPCs walking among us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You got some people.
My daughter be talking about, Dad, that's an NPC right there.
That's a real thing, man. And I found out more information to tie into that too. That might be really true. But
all right, I'm gonna put a note in that. But let's go ahead and jump into video number 1 with the Simpsons here.
Yeah, Simpsons. They're crazy. We're gonna jump into how they do what they do. But yeah, watch this.
Ned Flanders.
Wait a minute. You did work on the Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the season where y'all predicted Donald Trump and shit, right?
Don't believe those. It's just coincidence. You mean all those predictions, Donald Trump and aliens were gonna come? Nah, it was just a
film, bro.
It was a lucky guess. You know what was a lucky guess? Did you see the second Back to the Future movie?
I also saw it was a 9/11.
No, did you see Back to the Future?
Well, it kind of seems like you're switching the topics.
He showed y'all throw him off.
He's
I can't remember no
what's his name? Fox.
What about the 9/11 points?
No. They didn't predict anything about 9/11.
You've seen it, right? The Twin Towers,
They did.
the 9 Twin Towers beside it.
So how would you explain it?
Hold on a second. No,
He
that
look
it was just
uncomfortable, bro.
Yeah, he is super.
Yeah. Right hand up. It's just a coincidence.
Hey, James.
He didn't put his right hand up. He's not even looking at us anymore. I think we're onto something. I don't know how much I can get out of him, but I'm gonna try for y'all. The name of journalism. Wait, so don't you think it's
He's
like
in charge of the whole convention. That guy. Trying to be chummy with him.
Yeah, he for sure. Like,
James
let's talk
Bond.
about that.
He's run a couple of conventions.
yeah?
No, I'm sorry. What was that you were gonna say?
Don't you think it's kind of crazy how all these things come a reality? How would you explain it?
Well, it's scary. It's kind of scary that you hit it right on the nose without even trying, you know? The Simpsons are, they're good at that. Did you see the movie?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He looked real uncomfortable, bro.
Yeah, he was. He was very uncomfortable because, he probably got caught off guard, getting asked some questions, and he probably most likely can't talk about it. You know what I mean? But for starters, though, the Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons, he is a Freemason. So I think that's where that comes in at. I think that it's
But what's Freemason have to do with? They have like what document? I think it's like over 50 accurate predictions so far.
Well, it's a Freemason. They have to be rumored to know all the truth, you know, and I don't think it's a coincidence that The Simpsons predict stuff and it's the longest running television show in TV history. So, and they're still making new seasons. It's been on over like 35 years. And my opinion is it's out there to expose the truth because, you know, the powers that be that run this world, you know, they have to tell you the truth. They have to tell you what they're going to do. They have to tell you their plans.
What's the name for that again?
The Cardelian Law.
Cardelian Law?
Yeah. It's their what they have to do. They don't, basically, if they tell you what they're going to do, they don't receive the karma, right? So basically, when you know how you go and eat McDonald's, right, and it has the warning label, may cause cancer and all that stuff, and you still choose to eat it, they're not at fault when you get sick of cancer because they told you it's going to make you sick, just like everything else. Okay. So that's still the branch of that, you know what I mean? It's just, they have to tell you. Just how, you know, they have, you know, my boy Trump, you know, he says a lot of stuff that people seem like, why does he say that? Or why did he, you know, when he was calling the coronavirus, the China virus, and everybody was like, well, that's racist and all that stuff. But then later it comes out it was created in Wuhan, China. So he was telling the truth. He would just said it, not in a
professional matter,
yeah. Exactly. But, you know, but that's, once again, though, he has to act this way so the majority can be like, dismiss what he says because he's crazy. But he's not. They just make it look like that so he can filter the truth to you without you believing it. So then they still can do it.
So you think that's what it is with The Simpsons? It's just all about putting it out there in your face and then you can do whatever you want with it?
I mean...
because I done seen some crazy predictions. Like, what was that Super Bowl game? The Falcons against the Patriots?
Yes.
And like the Patriots it looked like a for sure loss. And these fools came back with
they did something in never been done in NFL Super Bowl history. Came back from a deficit, like 24 points. And like in the fourth quarter or something like that.
Right.
And they won, and I guess that was the ending score that The Simpsons predicted.
Right. That's the part, though. It was the exact score that The Simpsons had predicted. And it's just like, so you got that one. And then let's go through a list of predictions. So you got the Super Bowl one, Trump becoming president. Even that one.
Let's stay with the Trump one, though. They not only did they predict the years, both years he will run and win, but they got him with that. You seen the escalator video, right?
I did see that, bro. That's crazy.
I mean, you can't write
a picture of that? Because there's a picture of him coming down the escalator, and then he was coming down the escalator in the mall exactly
the same. And then there's a person that's holding a sign, and then a sign drops, and then it does the same thing in The Simpsons too. The same area the person on the sign, it drops just like the real person drops when he's coming down the escalator. So I don't know. That's why I'm not a person that believes in coincidence. You know what I mean? That's just,
especially something that strong.
You're not gonna just keep predicting the Kobe Bryant's death, helicopter crash.
They did that one too.
They have an episode where he crashed in the helicopter. Yeah.
Bro, that's wild.
Yeah, they got. I mean, they did the coronavirus outbreak. They showed that in '93, and then that happened in 2019, 2020.
I know there's a picture. There's one episode where they have like the Twin Towers, and they have them standing next to each other, and there's a number 9 in front of it, and it looks like it's saying 9/11.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Yes, that's the one that he was talking about on that video, trying to actually predict 9/11. I mean, they predicted 9/11 a bunch of video movies though. Fight Club, Back to the Future. You know, they got a lot of Easter eggs and subliminals and all that stuff. But like I told you, they gotta condition you to get ready for stuff. You know,
That's
predictive programming, like that's what they call it.
So then, like, you think that also goes along with the topic of like movies too?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and listen, the Pentagon has producer credits, bro.
I've heard about. I literally just read something about that. Like they have don't quote me, but I think like they have like their own studio, or they have something to do with like
Yeah, they have
the rights to certain movies getting produced and coming out. Like they have the ultimate authority to let a movie get made or not get made. Like the one that we just talked about, they cloned Tyrone.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so about Clone Tyrone, I happened to meet the writer of that movie. And he told me personally that how this is exclusive right here, y'all. Breaking news right here. So
just so y'all know, Kevin does he has a little bit of what you want to call it in the movie industry, because you're working with some people.
Yeah.
In the industry.
Shout out to my boys, man. D-Lo, Ryan, all them, you know.
My man's got credit. His name is on Creed 3.
Yes, biggest sports movie of all time. You know.
That's what's up.
But yeah, so I was on a film festival, and I got to meet the writer of The Clone Tyrone. He was telling us how he pitched this movie all through Hollywood. They would not make it. Now, if you've seen the movie, give you an idea why they wouldn't make it, but Netflix picked it up. And I tell you, other movie that went straight to me. So I tell people, pay attention to what comes on Netflix, because they did that movie, Leave the World Behind, that Obama's produced.
Yeah.
Very interesting, too. That might still be happening.
That movie was crazy, bro.
Movie was crazy. And Civil War was crazy, too. If you
I haven't. My wife watched Civil War. I haven't watched that one yet, but Leave the World Behind, when I watched that, I was like, bro, this shit hitting too close to home right now.
Yeah, anything coming out after 2020, man, I just say pay close attention to. And I feel like even still, like, we got a lot that's coming still with this January 20th. You know, old boy get back in office. You know, as a matter of fact, today is we didn't even do the date today. Today is the 12th of January. We 12 days in the new year. People that's watching this, you already know what's been going on since the first.
It's been a wild start to the new
year.
Start.
It's gonna be a movie this whole year. It's gonna be a movie.
They filming right now,
man, for sure. They putting it up, man. They already been warning us. And remember when Trump said too, man, he said it. You know, this is gonna be our last time voting, whatever that means.
He did say that. Whatever that means.
Hope y'all paying attention out there.
But back to your exclusive. So you talked to the dude.
Talked to the guy. He tried to shop it around. They wouldn't let him do it. He really didn't get. I mean, he left. But he looked at us like, "You seen the movie, you know why?" Because they were just basically just saying a bunch of conspiracies throughout the whole movie.
For sure.
And
everything about that movie was
conspiracy. Yeah, I guess they was hitting too close to home. They didn't want to put that out there to the world for the theaters. But I mean, everybody got Netflix though. So,
and it was a good movie, bro. I haven't talked to anybody who has seen that movie that didn't like it.
Yeah. Shout out to Jamie Foxx. I mean, that was the last movie he did before he got his accident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You see the special?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I've been meaning to look at it, but bro, you know, I'm always working, bro.
So he had the end of his special, like the last 15, 20 minutes, he was just trying to prove that he wasn't a clone. That was what he was saying. Like, could a clone still do this? Still could sing? I could still do jokes? So he's a clone. So I was like, yeah, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way that you.
It's funny you say, like, I did see this dude at my job was showing me a little TikTok where somebody was like, "Dang, Jamie, that's a clone."
Yeah,
and everybody's calling him a clone right now.
Yeah, that was the whole thing when he went down. He had went to the coma. You know, it was all the speculation that he was doing. He was paralyzed. He went blind. He died. He come back. Everybody was saying he was missing a tattoo on the back of his head. he had that tattoo. I mean, it wasn't there no more. So I don't know if he got it covered up or is the hair we can't see it, but
Was it so I do remember it wasn't like for a movie role though. It was like a legit...
it was a legit tattoo he had on the back of his head. The strange thing is though, why I say he is a clone, because the last movie he did before he got down was they cloned Tyrone. So and in the movie,
been called they cloned Jamie Foxx.
I mean, he did get cloned. He got cloned in the movie. So
did he?
Yeah, it was. They cloned.
I remember they cloned the main drug dealer. They kind of cloned the people who had to keep the society going. So
right. So they cloned
the pastor,
the pastor,
the drug dealer,
the prostitute, and the pimp. Jamie was the pimp.
Okay, I remember Jamie, but not the girl. They didn't do the girl.
They did do the girl.
They did.
Yeah, they did. That was the only 4 they did. They showed. But if you think about it though, because it was based around like, how do you keep the black people down in the community, keep it going and all that stuff. So it's like, that's why you got the pastor. They exposed the church. That's another episode.
Especially when you're talking to two people raised in church.
Yeah. So,
I come from a bloodline of pastors.
Yeah. Your uncle was my first real pastor that I've experienced. So, But yeah, that's, we were far from removed from that now. I learned too much now. But like I said, we're going to say that for later. Don't worry about that.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, super. But yeah, so that's how that played out, man. And long story about this, but just entertainment. And if you people, I'll tell people too, like, I'll pull up the links one of these episodes, man. I'm going to show y'all what the CIA.gov got to say on their website. Like, I just tell people, like I said, 2019, 2020, Trump signed, bill was inside COVID-19 relief to declassify, to let all the declassified files to the public. And in them declassified files, a PDF, there was a section about why Hollywood was created. And they tell you why, like, we need to expose you to truth through fantasy, through fiction. You know what I mean? And that's why. So,
and speaking of Hollywood, the other thing crazy, something that I've learned is where they actually got the name Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't know that, like, supposedly, I don't know what.
The holly tree.
I know it's a holly tree, but I'm trying to think of, like, timeline.
Like, what do you mean?
Like 1600s, like 1700s. Like, I don't know how far back it was, but basically, it was a piece of wood that came from a holly tree that back then witches supposedly.
Yeah, so you ever see anybody with wands? Yeah, wizards? That's made from a holly tree. Right. That's why it's a stick of wood. And then you got the, television, right? And then broadcasting. You know what I'm saying? So all these words actually mean something else. So yeah, it's like I said, you pull the veil up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I got a boy that said, like, man, just give me the blue pill, bro. He wants to stay in the matrix. He said, I don't care. I don't want to know. Let me believe the lies. I'm like, now that I am where I am today, would I ever want to do that? No, but I get it. I 100% get it, because you can't enjoy nothing. You can't really.
Yeah, that's why I don't like talking to you, bro.
But I learned to still enjoy it. You know what I mean? I'm just want to keep learning more.
Every time I watch movies now, I be hearing you like the devil on my shoulder. Like, look, bro, this right here, they're trying to show you. I can't enjoy shit no more.
Yeah, they go get you.
I can't even enjoy this podcast. I keep thinking somebody trying to walk in here.
Don't worry, I got this. Don't worry, man. It's good. No, we good in here. We good in here. Let's go. Let's play that second video, and then discuss a little more about these Simpsons. They've been on the road for like 20 years.
Too long.
And it's too accurate.
The scariest cartoon in the world predicted more than 30 times, including the Ebola virus outbreak, the September 11th terrorist attack, and the Kobe plane crash, among others. Is there any secret behind it? Next, let's see some of the amazing predictions of the Simpson family. Prediction 1, September 11th terrorist attack. The famous September 11th event is well known to everyone. The terrorists piloted a plane and destroyed the Twin Towers in the United States, causing serious human and economic losses. However, in the Simpson family cartoon, in the 1997 diary, it mentioned the Twin Towers, and there is a very strange scene. Behind Bart, there is a person holding a book. The cover of the book is the World Trade Center.
This is what I was talking about right
What
here.
is creepy is that next to the World Trade Center, there is a large number 9. Together, it looks like the number 911.
There's no way.
Soon after this episode was broadcast, The 911 event that shocked the world occurred. Prediction 2. Ebola virus outbreak. In the 9th episode of the 3rd season of the cartoon broadcast in 1997, Bart sleeps with a book called Curious George and the Ebola virus. People had no idea about this virus at the time. Until 2014, when the Ebola virus broke out on a large scale in the United States, this segment of the cartoon was dug up and widely publicized. At the time, many internet users made various divine predictions around this cartoon. Prediction 3. Trump becomes president. The scariest prediction of the Simpson family cartoon is the episode Bart to the Future, broadcast in 2000. In this episode, people mocked Trump becoming president, but in 2015, Trump actually won the U.S. presidential election, and even the voting situation was almost identical to the real election. Remember that this episode was broadcast in 2000. Such accurate language really makes people think deeply. Prediction 4. Kobe plane crash. In the 21st episode broadcast in 2017, there is a scene of a black man falling from a helicopter. The protagonist of the show is a trophy. People on the ground see and ask, "Is it Kobe?" Then the plane explodes, the flames rise, and the 5 rings fall right at the feet of the people. Although this episode of the cartoon was broadcast in 2017, the details of the plane crash, such as the fire and the fall, are almost identical to the Kobe plane crash in the real world. Many details are surprisingly similar. Do you think the predictions of this cartoon end here? No. What comes next is absolutely shocking.
Yeah,
That's just a few of
and
them.
The billionaires in the submarine.
Oh,
Remember they did that episode where they went they're in the submarine, they got stuck.
hey, speaking of that, we'll come back to that when we on the next one. We'll talk about these oceans. But quick about Trump, real quick. I remember I was telling you the other day about Barron Trump. You know that's his son's name, right?
Yeah,
So they got a book series called Barron Trump's Great Adventures that came out in
I heard about that.
1896, bro. Let me say that again. 1896.
is when the book was published. Okay.
In this book, a kid named Barron Trump has a time machine. And the addresses in the book where he goes is the exact location of Trump Tower in New York and another spot where Trump Towers is at. There's 2 locations where he goes. And then the third book, I think, of the series is called The Last American President, which was Trump. And he just said, we don't have to vote no more. And he's the president now. And to make it even weirder, because the truth is stranger than fiction, Trump's brother is one of the people that got a hold of Nikola Tesla's diaries when he passed. And we all know Nikola Tesla's rumored to actually discover time travel and all that stuff. So
Right.
I don't know. I think it's just, like I said, it's too many coincidences. It's weird,
Truth is stranger than fiction.
Man,
bro.
I'm telling you.
Right here. But that wraps it up today. Shout out to our engineer Matt. He over here listening to this craziness. I think
Shout out to Matt, man.
we're gonna make him a believer at the end.
For sure. For sure.
But for sure, thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you, man.
Come back to episode 2.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
better